Okay guys, welcome back to Banks Creek. Just want to tell you a little bit about our dramas with our battery bank. There's our 12 2-volt batteries, 500 amp hour each. We thought we'd pretty much stuffed these batteries. Yesterday when I came home and tested them, they were sitting at 1.9 volts each, and or 1.91, and that's pretty low. That's pretty much, we've drained the batteries completely. Brand new battery bank, $4,000, and I thought I was going to have to replace these. Unfortunately, when we first set these batteries up, they were hooked up to an insufficient supply of energy. We drained them and they fell down to about 1.9 volts. The inverter kicked out and we had some serious issues. Luckily, you know, last night and the day before, let me just show you what we did. I hooked up this CTEK MXT 14 24 volt 8-stage charger, ran that through the generator, and started charging the batteries up. I had about 4 hours of charging, and then over here you can see this little error light here. It was sitting on this to begin with. That's the soft charge, and it stayed on that, and then when it tried to get to the bulk charge, we got an error light coming up. Now I reset the charger after about 4 hours, did it again, had a sleepless night, got up at 1 o'clock in the morning and reset it, went back onto the soft charge, and woke up in the morning and again it was on the alert saying that something's wrong. Now at that stage I started thinking the battery bank was well and truly stuffed, and I was thinking I'm going to have to fork out another $4,000 for another battery bank. Tried it one more time, chucked it on the charge, and you know, we seemed to get a little bit more luck, so a little bit of persistence, and we were able to get those batteries actually starting to come up to charge. Now I've just got over here our voltage meter on it, and you can see that we're now running at 24.8 volts across the whole bank. Let me see if I can, well, I won't move that at the moment, but essentially the battery banks are now running, each battery cell is sitting up at about 2.05, 2.06 volts. So we're now up from 1.91 up to 2.06, which says to me that we're actually starting to get some charge back into the batteries. Beautiful thing is, where our electrician came out today, we had all sorts of problems coming back in here. Initially we tried to, here we go, initially we tried to hook up this solar controller, and that solar controller is rated at 12 volt or 24 volt, and on the other side here, there's our specifications. Should have been able to take in 100 amps, and you know, should have been able to deal with the 24 volt system. We had about 39 volts coming in from the solar array, excuse me, 39 volts coming in from the solar array, so that charge controller should have worked, but wouldn't come up and display anything, so we had some issues there. Could be a faulty charge controller, not sure at this stage. So after much angst and much research, we went over here, and let me just go and get that light. Let me go and get that light. Okay, I'll go and get this light so you can actually see in there. It's a bit dark. Alright, sorry about this. Here we go. Can't even hold my light there. But our Sparky and me discussed the idea of getting an MPPT charge controller, try and take advantage of some of that extra voltage, and we ended up with this PowerTech 50 amp MPPT. And currently it's measuring the battery bank at 24.6 volts. We're only getting about 0.9 amp going in at the moment. It is starting to get dark, so we're not going to get much off the solar panels. Batteries are charging. That's our bulk charge. That's our float charge, so once we get the bulk in there, it'll drop back to 27.6 volts. And yeah, look, we're getting charge going into the batteries at the moment, which is really good. 0.9 amp. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Our system is modified a little bit now. Okay, we've got an isolator put in here for the solar power array. We've got a new fuse box here, and this little bugger over here allows us to switch between solar, battery and generator, and we've got a nice little generator plug here, so we can plug our generator straight into the system and run the whole household off the generator. And then there's our little trip switches for all the different circuits we're running at the moment. We've got 5 running there at the moment, and much neater than what it was. A lot of room to put a few more things in there if we need to. The inverter's currently off because we're not running from the solar system, so there's no need for us to do that. We're not running directly from the batteries. All we're doing is we're charging the batteries from the solar, and we're currently running the generator to power the household, so that we're not draining anything from the batteries. We'll probably do that for a couple of days, just so that our batteries can recover from where they are. We'll give them a full day of charge tomorrow, and the maximum output from our solar panels is probably about 40 amps, and they're coming in at about 39 volts, so that should certainly be enough to get our batteries back up to scratch. And we may have shortened their life by discharging them so much, but hey, look, that's what happens when you're learning how to deal with these things for the first time. So maybe a bit of success, and hopefully that means we're back in action at Banks Creek. So see you later. I'm going to have a beer, and I'm going to sit down and enjoy the fact that we actually have an operating system again. So take care, guys. See you later. Banks Creek.